Welcome to tonight's session. Today we'll be talking about volunteering, a way to grow in the crypto space. Volunteering, a way to grow in the crypto space. It's important for us to understand what the concept volunteering means in itself, right? And when we say volunteering is an act, right? Is an act of rendering your service for free, right? An act of rendering your service for free. So, an act of rendering your knowledge for free, an act of rendering your service for free to create impact, to create value, right? That is volunteering without being paid. That's volunteering. Okay. And most of the time when I look at how fast I was able to grow, not only in the crypto space, particularly in the finance space, investment banking space and all. I remember when I was in 100 level, I just wanted to be different. I just wanted to, to have that industrial experience, to have that relationship with corporate body already, right? So what did I do? I wrote down all the names of investment banks in Nigeria, right? I wrote out their emails, okay, and I shoot at them like, okay, I want to be a campus ambassador for your company, and I will help your company to push your product on campus, right? That's without being paid. It's campus ambassadorship, except they have other extra package. But because it's coming from me, I'm volunteering. Why? Because I want to represent an organization on campus, right? I want to represent an organization on campus, and I want that organization to actually see me as their middleman, to the campus, right? So I shoot out to various organizations, and one of the top investment banks, reached out to me. And that investment bank in Nigeria reached out to me. I was like, wow, that they really love my passion to actually work for them as a campus ambassador in Uniben, because that is what they are even planning, right? That they are planning it to start a campus ambassadorship program, okay? And before you know, I kicked off. They signed me as a campus ambassador for Uniben, and they gave me some stipend, okay, but from my own, I wanted to volunteer, right? So the stipend was not even the issue. I was just passionate about growing in the space, right? And I was able to do a lot of things, bring customers for them, get people to open Afri Invest for them. I can say that 80% of Uniben students who know about Afri Invest, right, know about Afri Invest through me and through my organization. Because along the line, I now hosted, a conference, and because of my results, you get the impact that even the general manager knows my name, okay, knows me, that boy in Uniben, okay, and I reached out to them. Okay, I needed funds for our organization, for our conference, for this or that. They were one of the only companies that were willing to give us money, and they give us money, right? And we ran the conference, and on that conference, we got lots of new users registered on their platform. In fact, when I had the opportunity, I wrote to them that, okay, I would love to bring some students to their company in Lagos, okay, and they welcomed me. In fact, when I got there like this, it was the general manager that was mentioning my name. Are you TUNMISE and the likes like that, right? Why? Because of the act of volunteering. Okay, I did more than they paid for. I did more than they were willing to pay, because the stipend was I would get 100 naira from every registration I got in and the likes like that. So it wasn't really something that, if it was for the money, I might not be motivated, right? But because I just wanted to create impact, right? The money wasn't the focus at the time, okay? And it got the value when I needed funds to run the conference, they came in to run the conference, right? When I needed to give my organization an exposure into the finance space, I could easily reach out to them, and they welcomed us, right? So these are the possibilities that volunteering brings to you, right? And volunteering, helps you to train your mind not to put money ahead of impact, right? Even though the end goal is money, however, you should not make it a priority at the beginning, right? When you are trying to break into a space, money should not be your priority. And that's one of the interesting things. Okay, if anybody wants to pass a message to me, probably I'm breaking or whatever, you can always drop it in the comment section. I would always look at the comment section, right? So back to what I'm saying. So these organizations were willing to help when they saw that I was pushing, for impact. I was pushing for the spread of their brand on campus. Right? I still have till today, some of the persons who attended our conference and opened an account with them, they still invest with them today. They call me and say, "Oh, TUNMISE, sorry, I'm unable. I don't know how to, unlock my bond or make withdrawals from my bond, or set off my shares," and I still pull them through. And some of them who have issues, I still refer them, even when I'm no longer a campus ambassador, right? I went from there. I went to become a campus ambassador to Trove Finance, right? I hosted a conference, brought in Trove Finance, and I could say that majority of the students who know about Trove Finance now knows about Trove Finance through me, right? Because I was always hosting, understanding the stock markets and that, and then Trove Finance as one of the products I'm pushing. Okay, now this is the act of volunteering. Okay, now I left from there. I volunteered for Piggy Vest as well. Okay, as campus ambassador, amongst other firms like that. Okay, so volunteering is the act of giving your service for free without being paid for it, right? But then it also helps you to grow. In what way? The moment you are putting yourself out there, right? You are volunteering. Let's say I'm volunteering to create content for an organization now. Okay, now it builds my use of English, right? It helps me to research more, to do more research on how contents are being written out there. Probably if you're pursuing crypto-related content like what we're talking about today, you want to go and read crypto-related contents. So when you read it, you now look at it, you craft your own, right? It helps you to grow. Okay, but you've not done anything, you don't have any experience, and all you're just doing is sending CV. Nobody will call you, right? Nobody would call you, right? In the crypto space, one of the great way to actually break into the crypto space is volunteering. So a friend told me about how he joined a particular crypto analytic firm, on Discord, and he saw them on Twitter and joined their Discord channel. Right? Ordinarily, he is a data analyst with Nigerian PAs, what they call it, this Nigerian Power Holding Company, right? One of the data analysts. However, he was doing that as just to support and create impact, right? Volunteering. So he volunteered, to help them with data analytics. Okay, and then he started data analytics. From there he met the CEO. Like the CEO was like, who is that guy that is very, even like he's more passionate than the team members. So imagine somebody is always there delivering value, ready to tell you that let's do it like this, let's put the analytics like this, or he goes to do the analytics and drop it on the group to hear their opinion. They're like, oh, who is this person, right? Always passionate to dish out value, and yet he's not even talking about we paying him or whatever, right? And he now reached out to the CEO. I'm like, okay, I want to volunteer. Okay, after volunteering for some time, in fact, some persons will just feel, this person is giving so much, right? We need to start paying him. We need to start paying him, right? And they started paying him $1,000 and above. He started volunteering. He lives in Nigeria here. $1,000 and above. Before you know, the money will keep increasing, right? I read an article of a young man, who started volunteering for Mesari, creating contents for Mesari. And he shared that the moment he started creating content for Mesari, it led him to do more research on understanding what layer 1 is, on understanding what layer 2 is, on understanding Ethereum tokens, the ERC20, the ERC721, and the likes like that. This research actually drive him to read vastly, and he now knew more. So from volunteering to create content from Mesari, one of the top blockchain firm actually employed him, research firm, which is Consensus, actually employed him, and of course an average salary of a research analyst is $5,000. So you want to imagine that he started as a research analyst with Mesari. Mesari also a very big company, but then he started as a volunteer, right? He did not put money forward, and by volunteering, it pushed him to read more information. The reason why some persons will remain the same, right, and not actually create impact or actually even struggle before they can actually break into the career space in crypto is when they put gains, when they put profit first, right? I volunteered for couple of projects, okay, that I've worked with, right? And at some point, I knew that I just have to go higher, right? So volunteering helps you to build capacity. Volunteering helps you to build network. Volunteering adds value, adds flavor to your skill. So you volunteered for, so the guy that volunteered for Mesari. Now on his resume, it is there that he volunteered for what? For Mesari. Now, and because Mesari is a well-known brand, okay, seeing that on his resume is an attraction alone. Having that on his LinkedIn page is an attraction alone. He even said that so many firms were also reaching out to him, offering him employment. Why? Because he was giving value for free. Okay? Now, so volunteering actually creates some kind of what people will call miracle, right? Volunteering does that. Okay? Because your willingness to do something for free, you know that this thing I'm doing it for free and I'm willing to do it. You put your all in it. You put your best in it, because that thing that you are doing for free as volunteering is actually adding to your portfolio, your proof. So now you're going to show that, okay, this is the proof of my experience, right? The proof that I have the experience, that I've worked with these persons before, I've built this, I've worked with this, I did that, right? So you don't want to come into the crypto space with the mind that, oh, I want to get a job. If I'm going to write for you, they're going to pay me and the likes like that. If you go to Binance portal, you will see they need writers. If you go to CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, all these crypto CoinDeck, all these crypto newsletters, all these crypto blog sites, crypto research companies, crypto analytic companies, crypto trading companies, crypto asset management companies, they actually need these skills, right? But let me tell you something. The competition is very high. The competition is what? Very, very high. If I'm applying for a position, I won't be surprised if the person also applying for that position is more skilled than me, right? But what do pop in my head is this: how do I have an edge, an advantage over the other? right? So the moment you come in as a volunteer, you are able to build network, you are able to build your knowledge, you are able to expand your knowledge about the space. So they are telling you, oh, there is this new concept called side chains. Do well to research about side chains for us, and you present it to the team. You want to understand what side chain is. Oh wow, great! And then you go and you research and you prepare a presentation and you present to the team. Volunteering. Or you just say, okay, I'll be doing this research and I'm willing to, if opportunity is given to me, I'm willing to always give a presentation on blockchain protocols. So this week you are researching on Near protocol. Next week you are researching on the Harmony blockchain. Another week you are researching on Arbitrum. Another are researching on Polygon, right? And you are presenting it to the research team, right? You are willing to take the lead. Some parents will ask me, oh, TUNMISE, how did you know this person? How did you meet with this person? How did you do that? How did you do that? Volunteering. So I started something in 2019. It was podcasting, right? I was doing podcasting. I released some series of podcast. Podcasts. I did some podcasts, right? Then after the pandemic was over, life got busy again, and then I shifted away from the podcast. I focused on something else, right? Now, an organization needed to start, a podcast, right? And this organization whereby I belong to that organization, right? But nobody knows me so much, okay? And these persons are resource persons. Every single person on that group works in one top firm or the other, right? So it was a group I actually also wanted to have a voice, right? And then when they said they wanted to start a podcast unit, I jumped on it. I even got to realize that the podcast unit had already been existing before, but it hasn't launched, nothing was really happening. So when I got in, I started, made arrangement, delegate things, started kicking off, reaching out to top players in the industry. And that helped me build more relationship with top players in the industry. Helped me also build more relationship with the members of that organization, right? Because, of course, I'm preparing the podcast. Sometimes I host the podcast, right? Sometimes I delegate. And I'm the one always making publicity about the podcast, or before we had another media team member who always push the podcast out there, right? So it became, if you say, oh, who is actually running this team? Who is managing the team? So it's TUNMISE, it's TUNMISE. Volunteering, right? Have had a friend who works with a top investment bank call me and say, oh, TUNMISE, please, can you help me with that how one can set up a podcast channel? Right. So now that volunteering actually pushed me and helped me to understand things better. So the moment you want to break into a particular space, even particularly the crypto space, like we are focusing on today, you don't want to come saying you are looking for somebody to pay you some amount of money. There is somebody somewhere, somehow, who is going to get the job, because he is way better and smarter than you. But the moment you are willing to strategically position yourself and say, okay, within 3 months, I would volunteer, or 6 months, I'll volunteer, and I'll put all into it, right? So it's not like I'm volunteering for an end goal. No, right? You are actually volunteering from your mind. So you are putting your mind into it, doing the research. In fact, they are willing to say, oh, please don't leave the team. We are going to fully employ you. Right? Okay, so I remembered a friend, a LinkedIn connection, reached out to me, and I actually reached out to her, and I was like, okay, I wanted to I do market research analysis, and I would also like to volunteer for our organization, to do to help them with market research or probably crypto analysis and the likes like that. Okay, she said no problem. She's gonna speak with the team. She spoke with the team. She got back to me, and we had an interview. Just a phone call and okay, what do you do? What can you do? Blah blah blah. And he said okay, before they fully onboard me, I would work on some research and the likes like that. So I did those research, right? When I did the first research, I said, wow, this is fantastic. This is great. You did this? I said, yes. Said, okay, do another one. Cover this area, and the likes like that. And I also did it, right? Do you know that has been part of my portfolio till today, right? And has also helped me to get other gigs like that, other jobs in the blockchain space. So the thing is this, volunteering is actually like a stepping stone, right? It creates that path for you. It helps you to be more open-minded and willing to learn, right? Volunteering, gives you that networking, that your ability to network, because one, volunteering would expose you to more people, right? Would expose you to more people. The moment you are giving so much value, and you're not being paid for it, people are interested in you. And the moment people are interested in you, you have the higher chances of getting a paid opportunity, right? Higher chance of getting a paid opportunity. So now the question is this: what areas can you volunteer in the crypto space? If you're a social media manager, you can volunteer, to a community focused on blockchain and cryptocurrency. You can volunteer to say, okay, let me help manage your social media. Okay, you are a content writer. Oh, let me help with content writing. You are a video creator. Probably you create short videos, storytelling videos. Let me volunteer, right? So the moment you are volunteering for that crypto company, is being added to your portfolio that you've worked with a crypto blockchain related community before. That is the strategy. Okay. Now, not with the end goal of I want to make money, but with the end goal of breaking into the space. Because the end goal is not the money now. That's not the reason why you are volunteering. The reason why you are volunteering is to gain the knowledge, is to gain the experience. Because it is a foreign space to you, right? And you need this knowledge. Okay. You need to be in an environment that constantly drives you to see the need to go and research about the crypto space. Don't forget, the more you stay in a community that talks about a particular thing, the more you stay in a community that talks about a particular thing, the more unconsciously that information stores in your subconscious mind, right? So some persons, because they've worked so much as blockchain research analysts, if you ask them what types of protocol, they are ready to tell you, right? They tell you types of token, why it is this, why it is that. Not because they cram all those things, but because subconsciously, because they stay in an environment that is blockchain and crypto inclined, they get to have that knowledge instilled in them subconsciously and consciously, right? So why are we talking about this subject? It is one way to break into the crypto space. And I tell you, the moment you gain your experience through volunteering into the crypto space, okay, it gives you an edge. It gives you an edge over others, probably migrating from Web 2 or persons migrating from traditional finance. Somebody coming from traditional finance into DeFi now, or somebody coming from Web 2 into Web 3 they will treat that person differently, right? From how they will treat you who have been in Web 3 and have experience in the Web 3 community, or who have been in the crypto space and have an experience with the crypto community, right? So that is the target of today's this conversation or session, right? It's targeted at what? Ways to grow in the crypto space. Okay, ways to grow in the crypto space. All right. So that's all I would be sharing, and most definitely we are opportune to ask question. So if you have any question to ask, kindly ask your question now. You can always signify in the chat session, so I will call your name and you can ask your question. So if you like to ask question, the floor is open. Just let me know that you have a question, so I will call your name. All right. If you have a question, you can always ask your question. I'm waiting for anyone who have a question, or are you saying everything I've said is clear? If you have a question, you can always share, and then we'll kick off. Any question? Any question? Do let me know in the comment section before we round up. Is Oluwatosin trying to ask a question? Okay, Oluwatosin. Oluwatomisin. Okay. Oluwatomisin, are you trying to ask a question? You can ask your question. All right. So some person are thinking, how do I get to volunteer? Right? How do I get to volunteer? So you might want to do more research on your own in that area. However, you can then look out for crypto communities, particularly those ones that are just growing, and those ones that have actually grown. Right? They might also need volunteers. You know, you can then write to them or connect with the staff, particularly the HR or business development unit, via LinkedIn, Twitter, and then reach out to them that you are willing to volunteer. Okay, you're willing to volunteer. Yeah. So yeah, so how do you know the company is crypto related, particularly when they are into blockchain technology and also offer crypto crypto related services, right? And if they offer crypto related services or blockchain services, then those are the companies you want to shoot at, right? If they offer crypto related services and blockchain related services, and if they have crypto communities, right, or Web3 communities, like we call them, blockchain communities, you can always you know join that place and start volunteering. You might not just want to start. You might not want to just shoot and go to the particular, possibly the admin, and say, oh, I want to volunteer, right? But you might want to show the willingness that you actually know what you are doing. So you say, okay, probably you spend like 1 or 2 weeks on the group, you learned about the community, what the product is about, and then you start writing content about it. Okay, just spend like 1 week writing content, 2 weeks writing content, and reach out to the admin that you love to volunteer as a content writer, right? And then it's okay, fine, okay, write 1 or 2 contents for us, we'll review it. If it's okay, we'll put it on our Medium page, and then they give you the opportunity. You write and they put it on their Medium page. Okay, that is one way to actually volunteer. Yeah. Okay. Any other question before we call it a day? Okay. All right. So, Oluwatomisin, are you speaking?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah. Yeah. Good day.
Yes. I don't really have a question, more like a comment or to add to all you said. Is
Okay.
that allowed?
Sure, it's allowed. Go ahead, please.
Um, I would always stress when I meet with young people, colleagues, my peers, that we should always volunteer. I also, like you, went into the act of volunteering as far back as when I was in my routine school. And ever since, not even, I think, 100 level, not yet 200 level. And ever since I've had the opportunity to sharpen my skill as a graphic designer, because I had passion to do graphic design nobody was giving me jobs. I was a newbie, nobody was giving me jobs, and I could be doing it's exciting to be doing practice, designing anything you see and all that. But it's more exciting when your design are being used. So I wanted that, and I started to volunteer for organizations, do graphic design for them, and as a result, I discovered my passion, what I love to do. And because of that, I could go into public health, go into research, and align it with what I was studying in school. And right now, like as I'm speaking to you, sir, I was doing some of my research topics for a research work, trying to align some things, and I had to stop that just to give my comments. And if I had not volunteered, I would not know this is what would really interest me in the future. And I've been opportunity to work with a lot of organizations like international, local, and I've also been opportunity to teach things and especially to learn anytime is to volunteer. Anything you want to learn and crypto, if you want to go into it, I also think volunteering is a very great idea. It can never be overemphasized. You have to sweat it out, pay your due diligence, and at the end of the day, the reward is always great. I'm a very good example of how this can play out. And I see a lot of young people these days, they just want quick cash, quick success. It's never easy. I think the issue of volunteering that scares people is it takes time for you to eventually get into the cycle or to actually learn something that is tangible. But if you go through that process, at the end of the day, you know it's worth it because you can't buy experience, and that's one thing volunteering will do to you. You can't, no matter how much you have, you can't go into something 1 month, 1 week, because you have money and you think everything will crash out. But dedicating your time to really learn, 6 months, 1 year volunteering, that's it, you really enjoy it. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate. And that's to say that volunteering, like he has shared his own experience, you know, it helps you to grow, right? It helps you to grow, and also helps you to discover that area of interest. So the moment you are volunteering as a content writer, and you discover that, oh, you're not cut out for content writing in this industry, and then you dive into probably design or something, and you volunteer with that again. So volunteering can actually help you to discover yourself, right? That's one thing. Okay, thank you very much for sharing that. Any other question? So before we round off, all right, I would like to appreciate everyone for coming up on this session. This session is organized by FinSmart community, and we are always here every Tuesday to give out blockchain and crypto related knowledge. Okay, alongside with forex trading for persons who are interested in forex trading. Okay, thank you very much for showing up. After this session is dropped, there will be a contest, that will be coming up, and we'll be giving out $20 each to 5 persons. Okay, $20 each to 5 persons, and I want each and every one of us to participate in that. It will be dropped um, tonight after this session. All right, thank you very much, and let's keep growing. Okay, all right.
Thank you. Good night.
Yeah, good night, everyone.